about me living in Boston and me saying I live in Boston. I had no communication to say that I live in Boston.
All it goes by the records that the town has, who the mail to, and that's the address that was given, so we use that. Always do, we always use the assessor's information.
Okay, so I wanted to say a few words before I go into the maintenance practice we had for our chickens. For the past few weeks, my family and I have been bullied, harassed, defamed, and discriminated against by the town and by the whole neighborhood. My whole career is based on the web, and you have damaged my reputation. You treated us like criminals for something that most new chicken owners do not realize. And this is something that you yourselves told us. You have affected our performances at work through the lack of communication you have between yourselves and in your own department. The neighbors who you trusted without any evidence or investigation are people who have never had a conversation with us or visited our property in all of the 12 years that we have lived at Buckman Drive. You are leaders of the community and held to a higher standard, and instead of ensuring fair procedures, you took part in all of this. You and our neighborhood prevented us in having a voice in discussions that were all about us. And you didn't even think for a moment that something was wrong with that. When we broached this with different members of the board, they glossed things over, as if it doesn't matter. Well, it does matter to us, because we are still dealing with the consequences of your actions too. Now I'm going to go through how I've been looking after these chickens for 1.5 years. So we have a commercially bought coop, an attached run. It's all enclosed. All doors and nesting boxes have locks on them. And this is like advice that perhaps people that don't know about how to look after chickens could also learn from. There's hardware cloth, and I don't know if you know what hardware cloth is, but it's a mesh. It's a wire mesh. Heavy duty hardware cloth is installed along the perimeter of the base of the coop and run. This was buried under the ground to prevent pests from being able to get into the coop and run. We've installed screens across the inside of each panel that has wiring for the run. And they're very fine, so it doesn't let anything escape from the run onto the ground. We have predator and rodent repelling lights. These are motion activated. They mimic the eyes of predators, and they scare small animals and rodents away. We have video and audio monitoring inside the coop, inside the run, and outside of it. This is something that we can access throughout the day because we love our chickens very much. We like to see live feeds of them. Recordings are motion activated. The cameras are weatherproof, and they have night vision. As for distance, the entire structure is the required 50 feet from our neighbors and much more than 50 feet from the brook. Feed is stored in rodent-proof metal bins with secure lids. We compost all chicken waste. Bedding material was specially selected to make the composting efficient. The composition of the waste is usually 25% droppings and 75% straw or wood shavings, which we would use for bedding. This provides the most effective mix of greens and browns for composting. It's impossible for us or our neighbors or for rats to dig their hands in to our rodent-proof compost bins and pick out feces, because even we would find that feces too hard to pick up. It's usually mixed in with tons of hay. And yeah. Odor control. This is a well-known fact. If you're experienced with chickens, if you use wood shavings and straw, it naturally prevents odors. We clean the bedding daily. There's no chance of odor build-up like that. We would find it hard ourselves to maintain these chickens if it was so, disgusting and smelly.